Oh my gosh, StarCrafters, it's Wookie here. Thanks for tuning in. Look at this. It's a game of StarCraft. Haven't seen one of these in a while. This is a Protoss player named KingThror. He's the god of Thunder. And he is down here bottom left on Daybreak. And up here is a Terran player named Zombie. You might notice that I'm not even playing in this game. And that is so cool because this game was sent in by a subscriber to the channel. So awesome. Thank you very much. I'm not going to tell you which guy it is. I think I remember, but I ain't going to say. So here we have KingThror is just going about his business, getting his pylon, but he's also taking an early scout, is what I note. The pylon came down, and it looks like the probe that set down that pylon goes out for the look-see, and back in Zombie's base, he is not taking the early scout, electing for the barracks there right at the ramp to do a little wall in. And I always like to see what a player does immediately after taking a scout. So you can see Zombie here likes to do a little bit of harass on the SCV, which is always annoying, and it requires a second SCV to come shoo it away. And in response, it looks like our Protoss player didn't do anything except get a gateway at 14, which I would call late, but then again, I always build mine on 12, so it's possible that 14 is not late. It's just that I get mine early all the time, but I notice the gas goes down right away. Typically, you're a 12 gate and a 14 gas here, and his both came down at about 14. And just getting a look around, seeing the gas there from our Terran players on Bay. Oh. God, what was the name of that band that did the song Zombie? They were like an Irish, and the chick had short hair. They were like an Irish band. And the song was real popular when I was in college, so it was probably before any of you guys were born, so never mind. Let's not worry about it. Production tab shows that our Protoss player is getting his cybernetics core on the way, and we can see on screen that we have a reactor coming down. So it looks like a marine opening for our Terran player, and you can't really blame any Terran player who goes for a marine opening because marines are probably the strongest unit in the game. There is said cybernetics core, and gosh, alright, I just hit a button. Things are moving a little faster. And nice pylon placement here, gives you a little bit of vision on the low ground and a place to warp down if your ramp is all congested and whatnot. Looking at the production tab up here, that's what you guys are supposed to do. We can see the Robo Bay and the warp gate technology. We see Marines and Tech Labs coming down here. Still only one gas and still no expansion, so not a fast expand build by any stretch here. It looks like a 2 racks, 1 lab, 1 reactor, and a 1 gate robo. I've seen this more and more. I don't know if it's meta-ing toward this or if it's Apollo's fault. By the way, I hate Dignitas Apollo, and I mean that in complete jest, but I hate that guy because he puts out these awesome tutorial videos that make you believe you can play this game really well. You're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Hell, that's it. Thanks, Apollo, for showing me how to do that. And then you go to do it and you get owned. Sucks to be those two stalkers. All right, just that one. We can see this is something a lot of Terrans do. It's pull a bunch of SCVs. This is a little bit later than I normally see this type of push. You can sometimes get a Terran to do this on just like 6 or 7 Marines and some SCVs, but we went for a couple of Marauders in with this one, and it requires a pulling of the probes, but I don't think this is the most effective use of probes in this situation. Hold on, there they go. Alright, single file, guys. Line up to get shot in the face. There you go. Little stutter step from Zombie, and probes all over the place. KingThror finally pulls those back. He's got this immortal up here. Shoot that guy. Shoot this guy. This guy right here. There you go. Oh, hey, oh, and he's done. And immortal and 2 marauders, 1 marauder now. Stalker putting in a little OT, and the micro here is the micro there was probably called for, but went to voicemail. And then looks like just the stream in here versus the warp ins. I think the defender has the advantage. I think our buddy KingThror has the advantage in this case, although he's pretty low on money. A sentry. Please be a sentry. No, that's a zealot. You want a sentry. You've got the gas, you've got space. Sentry right there, and suddenly they can't get in. But let's assess the damage, shall we? Our supply is in favor of our Terran player, and the unit advantage is pretty even though he lost those SCVs that he brought to meat shield his attack. Our Protoss player has cut himself off at 24 probes, we can see there. And I remember this button used to tell us information. There's some workers killed. 7 for the red player, so that's the Protoss, which means 7 SCVs were lost in that altercation to only 4 probes. Get out. Only 4 probes. Wow. So a little bit of a rough way to go for our Terran player. That didn't work out nearly like he would have hoped, I'm guessing. I'm just going to assume that he didn't pull his SCVs and march across the map thinking, gosh, I hope I lose all my SCVs and fail to destroy any structures. But we see the pylons coming in here, and now we're looking at, man, that just when you thought it was safe to go outside, ring, 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 ring. And I am waiting for Mr. Zombie Pants to walk over here and see this pylon, and oh no, he's never going to see it now. Now he's just going to be in a Protoss sandwich. And I have to give the advantage to the Protoss player here with a little bit of micro. I've got it set to show health bars on select. I think a little bit of micro could have improved our Protoss player's situation in that engagement. Turns out he did all right anyway, but I think he could have done a lot better with a little bit of the pulling back and forth of the stalkers. That's a dubious turret. I don't know why that's there. Maybe, I'm sure he saw the robo, so perhaps he suspected observers, but I don't think an observer is the big issue at this point. I think the Dark Templar would maybe be the issue. So yeah, a warp prism isn't going to attack in this general vicinity, so the expansion is canceled. I think that was an unnecessary turret, unless the idea was to deny an observer in the event of blink stalkers. Is the only thing I can really think of. And it could be that Zombie is just a lot smarter than I am. I'm absolutely willing to concede that. So here we have a supply depot with infinite hit points, and our buddy KingThror, God of Thunder, is gonna back off from this because it's hard to bust a wall that has infinite hit points. So he's just gonna back off and bide his time. And I think I actually moved this to normal speed to emphasize just how slowly those probes were moving through that choke, and I apologize. I'd like to take a moment to apologize to you, the viewer, profusely for making you suffer through that game at half speed. So now we're back to the swing of things, and this looks a lot like we could be at like the 6.5 or 8 minute mark of the game, and where it was a 4-gate that just kind of, clumped up on the ramp and never really succeeded, but hasn't failed yet, or at least hasn't been given up upon. Is it given up upon or given upon? I do not know. I've only spoken English my whole life. Finally, this pylon is revealed, and these Marines and Marauders will come blow it up in that really cool bluish, greenish, gaseous explosion, which supply blocks our Protoss player. Now that actually sucks really bad, because he can't be reinforcing. He wants to really focus on Army at this point. And when I say really focus on Army, I mean not forget about Army. He's going to need units, and lots of units, because he just had an attack thwarted. His opponent has been stuck on a base focusing completely on units because he was forced, to abandon this plan, and he was under duress. Ooh, a nice pick off. He was under duress, so he's just cranking out the units because he thinks he's going to die. When you're in survival mode, you tend to make more units and less buildings. So his Army supply should actually be higher. Please don't make me a liar. Hey, hey, hold on. Let's take a second to pause the game and just relish in how right I was for a change. I'm a married man, been almost 10 years now. So I like to Well, I just like to celebrate little moments like this. You guys will understand someday. All right, so back to the action. We've got expansions each now. Zombies almost up again for the second time. And what better time to take a look over the edge of the cliff than when you're expanding. So here come the same attack as before, I guess, only a little bit larger, and instead of SCVs, he's got medevacs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not where we're defending. We're defending way over here, not back here. So I sometimes call this a doom drop, but I don't think this is quite a doom drop. It's not really big enough yet. Nice sprinkling. Oh, I love the sprinkle drop, where you don't drop them all in one place. You just kind of spread them out so they get full range of fire. And here come the stalkers. 1, 2, 3. It's all part of my fantasy. They're gonna die, and hopefully this immortal can get some work done. Now we're starting to stutter step. Does he have stim? Did he use it and I missed it? He's got to have stim. There we go. Oh yeah, that was painful. That was painful for KingThror, and he throws in the towel. God of Thunder is no more. So good job, Mr. Zombie. An excellent drop in the back seat. And that's one of the reasons Terran really pissed me off, is because you would think that this, doesn't need to be defended nearly as much as this. But it does, because of these. Well, there you go. Yeah, drop them in the back, blow all the crap up, and then when you march your army in single file like that, stim marauders, pretty good against the Protoss. But I would like to take a moment to thank Zombie personally for sending in the game. Dude, that is awesome. I know I haven't been putting out a lot of videos in rapid succession recently. That's because I have children and it's the school season, and because it's the school season, it's also the sick as hell season. Runny noses and coughs and strep throats and sinus infections and hand, foot, and mouth disease. I'm not even kidding. Look that up. So that's what's been going around my house, and so we don't get a whole lot of videos anymore, but we still do have some fun when we can. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please like it and subscribe if you're not already. Send me in some videos. This zombie character is a guy who subscribed to the channel, so what up, dude? And he actually sent me in a replay pack. It's multiple games, so we're going to see more action from Zombie in a minute here, and you can also catch him on Twitch TV. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description below, as he will stream from time to time, and you can watch him play live on Twitch TV. So look for that down there. And I've been Wookie. You've been whoever the hell you are, and I will see you later. That's not the right button at all.